the end of the day, selling is transferring a feeling. If you don't have the feeling, you can't transfer it. If you don't have a good, positive feeling, dude, you're an actor. You have to sell and run your business from a place of positivity. And however you get there, God bless you. Well, Pete Primeau Show, Vegas Market Preview with BIA. We're going to get our executive team on the live call in just a second. Let's pay the bills first. If you haven't bought my book, Sell a Million, what are you waiting for? 101 tips for furniture and mattress stores to get more traffic and be more profitable. Now is a great time to get this book and start implementing the principles in it and the techniques. So this is a book, guys, that you can literally, you can go to the back of the book and you can just start anywhere. If you need help in implementing anything there, if you buy the book, you need help implementing it, call me at 419-560-3169, up to a half an hour free call to help you implement whatever is in the book. Let's get started. Let me pay the bills. The Mattress Industry Network Group sponsors the Pete Primeau Show, and we are so thankful for them. If you have not joined the group, hit that QR code there and join. The Mattress Industry Network Group helps people to build, market, sell, and network in the mattress industry. Everybody's in here, from store owners to manufacturer owners to VPs of sales to sales reps. We even have some sales pros that work the retail floor in this group. So if you are in the mattress industry group, yes, Paul, it is live. If you are in the mattress industry group network group, you are in the right place. Andy Friedman, I'm getting mine delivered today. Thanks, Pete. Andy is probably one of the most successful reps in America and also the largest purchasers of my book, Sell a Million. Hint, hint. Sales reps, if you want to help your stores, buy this book now. And join us for our Victory Burger networking event on Monday, January 29th. It's in Circa Victory Burger. The burgers are great. The company is better. I've always told everybody that listens to the show, network, and network some more. Meet other people, meet your fellow retailers. This is the place to do it. So join us at Victory Burger. I will be there, and I will look forward to seeing all of you guys there. Without a further ado, let's get the show rolling. So Jared Carlitz and Phil Carlitz are owners, and Steve is our sales maestro. He is, as my friend Steve Hauk says, the best mattress salesperson he's ever seen in his life. So I didn't want to embarrass you by me telling you that. That's Steve Hauk, who runs this group, our group, which is, by the way, guys, is over 2,300 strong. So without further ado, we got two groups of people here, guys. We have people who are not going to Vegas, and we have people who are going to Vegas. And so let's address both of them as we kind of walk through. I have a little bit of an advantage in that we already had one of our sales meetings virtually, and I am so excited. I am just fighting the urge to let all the cats out of the bag. So without a further ado, Steve, if I am going to Vegas and I'm a dealer, I own a store, why should I go to BIA?
Well, I'll take the words out of your mouth. You always said that if you're in the betting business and you come into the BIA space, it is like taking a kid to a candy store. It is absolutely, I mean, this is the can-do company. I laugh. I saw Andy, by the way, did he buy 1 million copies yet? That's what I want to know.
He's getting close.
Yeah, but it's It's exciting. I've been at BIA now for 6 years, and I will tell you, I'm having more fun now in my career than I have in the other, what is it, 38 years or whatever, however many it was prior to joining BIA. We do a little bit of everything, and what we do is we're constantly innovating. You want to see the latest technologies that are up and coming in the industry. We have them. If you want to see the tried and true stuff, like the latex, we're going to have a great showing of that. We are just absolutely love the coil on coil designs. I'm just going through a quick overview. We have the two-sided beds from England there, the Millbrook beds, which again are just amazing mattresses. And then my baby, the thing that I absolutely love is Your Comfort. And if you haven't gotten a presentation on Your Comfort, you're missing something extremely important that could really help your store succeed. And that's what it's all about. I mean, we really don't sell mattresses. We sell opportunities and ideas that sell more mattresses. And that's what you get when you walk into BIA showroom.
So let's dive right into that. So today, our retailers are dealing with a problem and nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to talk about, I got this shiny object over here, but let's not even talk about the fact over here that you're hiring people that we are not getting up to speed fast enough, Steve. We are hiring sales pros that can't sell their way out of a paper bag, and they need to get up and running and get up to being a productive member of that sales team faster, close more sales, increase our average unit selling price. And all of this is done to perfection with this selling system that you came up with. So before we dive into that a little bit, I just want to ask you this. What was your inspiration? I mean, we created this a year and a half ago, and then it seems like we've just been perfecting it more and more and more as we're getting it out there.
Yeah. First I need to correct you. You said we're hiring sales pros that can't sell their way out of a paper bag. They're not sales pros if they can't sell themselves out of a paper bag. They're
Yeah,
just
you're right.
salespeople. What we need to do is convert them to sales pro. And, it's amazing. There's a lot of companies, retailers out there that spend, thousands of dollars on these computer diagnostic systems to help match the people to the right bed. And and by the way, I've been in the course of my career, we've done the pressure maps, the blankets, we've done the computer programs, and all of them to try to come up with the right system. But it's always on a system outside. And by coming up with Your Comfort, what we did is it's inside. Now you get to test the actual bed that you need to sleep on. And I think that's by far the win on this. But the inspiration to it was right out of COVID. I had a major retailer in the Baltimore marketplace. And he came to me and he said, Karns, we were doing really well before COVID. Our mattress business was healthy. And then during COVID, our furniture sales just took off like no other. The state actually shut us down. A lot of my more experienced salespeople decided to retire because they were of that age. Probably wouldn't have retired without COVID, but now they did. Not your problem. But my new people, they just don't have that experience. And his percentage to overall business fell dramatically. And anyhow, he said, it's your job to figure this out. Let's get back onto track. And, like every rep that's been in the field for a million years, we just need to run a contest. Well, that didn't work. Oh, we need to put PMs on. Well, that didn't work. We need more social media posts. Well, we got little bits and pieces moving it forward, but I wasn't getting the kind of performance that we needed. And finally, out of failure, he called me up and had me come into his management meeting. And there was 6 managers from 6 different stores, and I was there with my rep, Greg Wortman. And I posed a question to the group, and I said, "So what do we need?" And the answers came back like you expect, unprepared. $299 to $29.99, and everything in between. And I said, I don't think we're going to hit the objectives that we need. So I said, you know what? Why don't we make it an assignment? I'll come back in a week. We'll rehash this. I'll put some windshield time to it because that's what I have ample amounts of. And we will try to get this thing to work. And Greg and I walked out into the parking lot, and I turned around and I looked at the front of the store. And it's gorgeous. And I looked at Greg and I said, I think we're going about this erroneously. I said, we need to put our feet in somebody else's shoes. You become your wife, I'll become my wife. And if we were in this parking lot and we were going into the store to buy a set of bedding, what is it that we want to accomplish? And we talked about 15 minutes. And when it was all said and done, we only had 2 things. And the first thing is we got to find a bed that's right for our back. And then the second thing is a bed that was right for our pocketbook. And I said, I think I got the idea. And I said, let's go back in there. So we went in, we interrupted their meeting. And I said, I have this great idea. This is what we got to do. 1 mattress, same cover, same features, but in 5 different fields. So your people can qualify to the right person. And then I looked at the store owner and I made a joke. I said, you'll never do this. And he goes, you're right. I'm not putting 5 beds at the same price point. And I said, I think you really got to do it. I said, we've got to get that salesperson, trained right out of the gate. And of course, there was a little bit of trial and tribulation, at the very beginning. But what we basically, first weekend on first floor, I think he sold like 3 kings and like 6 queens, and everybody was taking the consumer to the middle bed, the number 3, which in layman's terms, like a cushion firm. And then we're just asking 3 questions. Is that bed just right for you? Do you want it a little bit firmer? Do you want it a little bit softer? And if it was softer, you move them 1 bed to the left. If you were firmer, we move them 1 bed to the right. And then 2 questions. Is that bed just right? Or you want it a little bit firmer? And anyhow, this process worked beautifully. At a different retailer, I just recently had a meeting with him, and he told me that at wholesale, his purchases have gone up nearly $40 average unit selling price at wholesale. And, that's $100 or more at retail. And I want to tell you, when you're upping your sales by $100 at retail, that's putting a lot more profit for the same effort into your bank account. And, I was at a different retailer up in New England, and his line to me is, I'm not here to sell beds or furniture or anything else. I'm here to make money. And I sat there and said, yeah, you are. That's right. So that's sort of the inspiration that we had behind here. But I'm going to tell you, I have a retailer that told me that the Your Comfort series, and by the way, I think I'm just installed the fourth Your Comfort series on his floor because it's done so well. We have grown his percentage of mattress to total furniture sales to over 22%. And we did that while maintaining a blended average of over 65 points in margin. So, these are the types of stories that, I'm hearing day in, day out. And you want to talk about and getting inspiration when retailers put in your programs and they're experiencing that kind of powerful performance. It comes back and just makes you put a big smile on your face. And then it's like, why can't we get more people to do this? Because obviously the success rate's been incredible.
Yeah, I'll jump in if I could. I mean,
Sure.
I think you've all heard me say it, but when Steve talks about, you start on one mattress, you move up or down the line until you get to the one that's just perfect. I call that the eye exam test, because it's like when you're sitting in the optometrist chair and they say, all right, is it 1 or 2? Is it A or B? Until you see it come into perfect focus. And what Steve mentioned earlier about, the pressure mapping and the computer mapping and all the other systems that have been out there. The problem is you don't get to experience it. It says this is the right mattress for you. You go over, but you haven't felt the minute differences between some of those different mattresses that are on the floor. So I think it's really powerful to, some things you just need to feel for yourself and not have a computer tell you what it thinks the right answer is. I think when you feel it for yourself, you're much more likely to believe it. That's number one. And I think, you kind of hit on it opening up this discussion, but I think that what this system really does is 2 things that are amazing. Number one, for an inexperienced retail sales associate, it gives them a script and a methodology and a sales process to follow. I have spoken to so many retailers who want to expand, but the challenge is finding qualified people to man the stores. And the nice thing this does, I mean, think about it, if you're a brand new retail sales associate, a floor of 50 mattresses is overwhelming. A customer walks in, you're not sure where to start them until you become that sales pro, right? So this gives you a starting point, and then it narrows down that population of 50 down to maybe 6 or 7. So you can go for the upsell from there. And so I think that's the one really powerful thing it does. And then the next thing is the experience for the consumer. They don't get analysis paralysis because you're keeping them on a limited selection, and you're also demonstrating to them that you've helped them identify the right feel for them. So they leave confident, not second guessing their purchase decision, which, as we all know, is very important for the sale to stick.
100%. And by the way, just to not to brag, but my daughter is an eye doctor. That's how I got the perfect vision on this. Right?
That's right. You've told me that, Steve. And I've been calling it the eye exam test for a while now, and I've never connected those dots.
Yeah.
So can we talk about what we're adding in Vegas then for the Fab 5?
Yeah.
So
Do that.
We've had the Fab 5 for we had it at the last market, and obviously very successful. Honestly, been very successful in all the factories that we've introduced it to, just because the program makes so much sense for dealers. But this market, we're kind of upping our game on the marketing of it. So we're introducing basically 2 different sets of POP. We're going to have a number of headboards that'll go behind each of the beds. That'll really explain the entire process from start to finish. So any dealer can be really comfortable that if someone walks into the store, they'll be able to go to those 5 beds first and be able to easily kind of read what's on all of these headboards and figure out what the best feeling bed is for them. So we wanted to do that super intentionally to kind of make it easier for the consumer. So we'll have
maybe Chris can put that graphic up on the board with the numbers.
Yep. Yeah, maybe at the very bottom.
Yeah. It's like 5 or 6 slides down.
We went out of order.
That's okay. We always do.
Yeah, that's half the fun.
So, one of the things that I also, one of these success stories. So I took the Your Comfort beds. There we go.
There you go.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish up their Phil?
Yeah, so I mean, what we're designing here, this bottom left is kind of your starter headboard that can go on the number 3 bed, which is the middle feel, and then it kind of explains to the consumer, you start off at the medium. If you want something a little bit firmer, go over to the number 4. You want something a little bit softer, go over to the medium soft. And the concept being that eventually you'll find kind of the perfect feel for you. I mean, a majority in the industry has always been firm plush pillow top, and we felt like that captured maybe 60 to 70% of the consumers, but we wanted to create a program that really captured 98% of the consumers. I mean, theoretically you could go 1 to 20, but there's diminishing marginal returns, right? So we created this five bed program, and this POP that we're going to offer to people that take the 5-pack of beds is going to be something that could really be used in any kind of retail format, right? You can put this in a small store, you can put it in a big store, put it in a department store, but self-service for a lot of people is really important. And honestly, it's kind of adapting to where the industry is going, right? I mean, people went to online because they didn't want to go into mattress stores. So this kind of gives you a hybrid of both. Like, you don't need a retail salesperson right next to you. You can kind of go over to this, this 5-bed lineup and test them out yourself. So that was the concept. We spent an inordinate amount of time trying to make these as concise and easy as possible. So,
one of the things, Pete, that Your Comfort does that is, in my opinion, the win of Your Comfort is that, Pete, you've been a bad salesman your entire career. You've went out and, as Phil said, you sold a firm, a plush, and a pillow top and a cover at this price point. And then you sold another firm, plush, and pillow top at $100 up and a different cover. And then you sold another firm, plush, pillow top and a different cover at yet another price point. So when the customer comes into your store, they have to talk about price right out of the gate. And with Your Comfort, all you do is concentrate on the comfort. The price is brought up at the very, very end. And I'm going to tell you, that's the success of Your Comfort, because people concentrate so heavily on the comfort. And if the rep positions it correctly on your floor, you're going to get that big bump in average unit selling price. But the consumers really buy in. And by the way, they usually don't shop much. I mean, they pick the bed, their comfort, and then if you can upsell an extra added feature, you do. But they're locked in, they're ready to go. And I mean, it's just so powerful. And I love not having to talk about price in my first 3 sentences.
Steve, if you travel the entire country and you see a lot of big retailers, a lot of small retailers, and a lot of medium-sized retailers. So how many out of everybody that you've seen in the past year, how many retailers of mattresses have a system that is structured, that makes sense, that helps them to increase their average unit selling price, that helps them to increase their closing percentage, takes the confusion out of the mattress buying experience, and puts the focus on comfort? How many?
So Pete, the honest answer is not many. And by the way, I'm just going to talk to furniture store owners for a minute. And, it's lean times. Traffic is down. Business is a little bit tough right now. They don't have the time or energy to hone in on mattress business like they usually have done in the past. Too many fires that they have to control. And so they get complacent. The bedding is what the bedding is. But, this is a major profit center for any furniture store. It is the highest turn piece of furniture in that furniture store. It can drive more traffic into your store. People replace bedding and recliners at the 2 highest levels of any other furniture. So if you want to promote something to get store traffic, it's bedding and mattresses. So and you got to pay attention to it. You can't fall asleep at the switch. So now, how about the guys that do pay attention? What do their profiles look like? One is most of them are up this year, not down, or I'm talking 2023. Most of them had positive years, were at least even on the year. And in my estimation from everything I've read, it's officially 17-18% off last year in mattresses. We didn't experience that. And a lot of our customers, especially the ones that implemented these programs, they didn't experience it either. They either were up or even on the year. And I'm going to tell you, that's a big swing. That's a 20-point swing to the median of the industry. And I'm going to tell you that's huge.
It's especially huge when the door is not swinging the way most retailers would like it to swing. Let's dive a little bit into, where do you put it? Like, we started off at $9.99, and what we've continuously done is increase the price points. Was that because we wanted to, or was that because we had customers coming to us asking us to give them another collection at a higher price point?
Yeah, and again, don't want to step on Jared or Phil, but every store has a little bit different niche in their marketplace, and it's not one brush paints all colors. You sort of have to fine tune it for each retailer, but that's we do have a good range, on these products. I mean, we're doing basically $8.99 to $29.99 now with with the Your Comfort beds. The top bed, in my opinion, is our best value mattress that you can possibly have. It has a quilted tensile fabric with GOT certified wool. We put medical grade gel in it. It's overloaded with PCM. We have our what we call E-Cool gel on top. It's a gel memory foam that's actually air perforated. We do Towelay latex in the top of that. It has nano coils. Oh, Pete, I forgot to mention, it's a double stack nested 4-inch pocketed coil with an adjustable bed rail. Oh yeah. These beds are at the very pinnacle of what the mattress industry can offer. And we do them from 1 to 5, extra firm to luxury plush. And there is, I'm telling you, I put them up against any mattress in the marketplace today. They are as comfortable as you can possibly get. And again, Pete, do you know how you win the lottery?
How do you win the lottery?
You win the lottery by playing the lottery. If you don't show the best, you absolutely can't sell the best. And so it's just one of those things. You build it and they will come, right? And we build it, and I'm telling you, we have placed that Your Comfort bed a lot, especially in the last I'm going to say 6 months. And again, it's the same success record that we have with the lower price stuff. Just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, I think just to chime in, one thing that we try to do really well is communicate with our dealers and listen to the dealers and understand their needs, right? I mean, it's the most important thing. So, just going back to your initial question of kind of where do you start it and what price point and why do we have these multiple levels of the Your Comfort? It's, we introduced the original, but then we have dealers come to us and say, well, I have a different strategy for how I pitch. I like to start at something higher and then come down as needed, or even move up further from there. So we want to be able to accommodate those different selling styles, right? Not everyone likes to start in the middle and then do a step up. Some people like to start high and have them fall in love with that bed right off the bat. So, that's just what we try to do. We try to accomplish, what the dealer needs to suit their selling style. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's true of our company all throughout, from the rep level to the manager to the executive suite. We listen, and our owners are constantly asking us for that input. And if you are a retailer, you're coming to this market and you feel like your voice isn't being heard by your current suppliers, come over to B1118, because we listen. We really do. And you'll be surprised. Our owners are there. Our executives are there. Everybody's there. And we don't have our feet stuck in the mud saying we're this, we're that, we're the other. We're what you need us to be. And Steve, I want to just get into this. A lot of people don't know this about us. They don't know how powerful of a company we are, especially when it comes to latex. Can you talk about that just a little bit?
Sure. This market, I think, is going to be huge for latex. We have really stepped up, and again, Phil. I think him, Phil, and I, and we talked. I don't even know how many months, year ago, about these split heads, and it has been all across the board. We, have our glacier program. By the way, we'll get to that in a minute. But Phil said, we really need to do this in latex. We sell a lot of latex right now. I think we're going to double the amount of latex that we sell in the coming year because our program is so hot. We have the Embrace Sleep, as you see in the picture. We're now going to do that entire latex program with split head options, both king and queen. And here's the education that I got from our retailers, and that when we first started this, we were talking about 80% king split heads and whatever. And I think Phil has the data. I think we're like 65 or 70% queen in split heads. And the reason is that there's a lot of smaller bedrooms that are out there, and people can only fit queen size bedding in it. But the issue with having adjustability is that when you do 230 by 80s, they're very narrow mattresses. I mean, you're basically sleeping on the same width as a cot. By going to a split head in queen size, you have a solid queen size mattress with just the splits 30 some inches down on both sides. And now you have a stable mattress that can be adjustable, and it is huge. Now it's a really viable option for that customer that has a smaller bedroom that can only fit queen size, but wants adjustability. But they want something that's going to work for them in their bedroom. And I don't think there's a better solution for that customer than, a split head queen. And by the way, I would have a split head king. That's what I have at home. And it's just, I like the space. The latex program that we have, we've upped our cover on the bed. We've had that cover in our line for eons. But what we did is we upped the grade of the fabric, and I think it's 800 grams now, which is a really heavy cover. There is organic cotton in that cover. It's spandex, the rest of it, so it's still very stretchy to let you form into the latex. With that, we got a new Gold Guard Green certified fire retardant sock that we're putting around the core. Being that it's Gold Guard Green, it basically means there's no VOC off-gassing from the FR. It also no fiberglass or chemicals are added in here. So this makes it really good for latex suppliers. And then to make it even better, we get Goals certified organic latex, and we make the entire core and upholstery layers in that. I mean, these beds are sensational. But we didn't stop there, Pete. We also made 2 and 3 inch toppers to go on these beds, also in the split head availability. And one of the things that again, one of my retailers was so excited when I said we're going to have king size split head toppers available. He said, I'm going back through all of my records, and everybody that bought 2 twin extra long, I'm going to tell them to come in and see this topper, because they all complain about the ridge in the middle, or the lack of the ridge in the middle. He goes, we're going to put a topper on every one of those beds. And by the way, just think about that for a minute. Slow year, need to increase revenue. Oh, geez, sell a $1,000 topper to your customer. That's as good as a mattress sale, right?
Mm. So yeah, I mean, the 2 and 3 inch toppers in split head, just a game changer. And not only that, not only can they be used on the latex beds, they could be used on any bed. So it really is a multiplier on your floor. Learning how to use toppers, if you own a mattress store, is a multiplier of your SKUs. It makes you a more powerful retailer.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, I'm so excited about the Embrace program. And one of the things that I always make this joke, and it is a joke, but it's so true. And that is, when you have success, Pete, is usually when somebody else screws up. And from my conversations, there's a lot of conversation out there that there isn't a good, viable alternative. And I'm going to tell you, we're that alternative. You need to come if you want to put latex on the floor. By the way, just around, there's 4 of us here. Pete, what do you sleep on?
I sleep on latex.
Yeah. Jared?
Latex.
Phil?
9 inches of latex.
Latex. And by the way, I have a 3 inch topper on mine. So I do, but it is amazing. If you ask industry executives what they sleep on, 90% of them are going to come back a bed, either all latex or a bed with latex in it. And what does that tell you about why you should have latex on your floors?
Andy Friedman, the Your Comfort Selling System gives the control back to the consumer. This is a powerful change. Yes, and it helps newbies close a lot more sales faster because the customer needs are being met. Their comfort needs and their support needs are being met because they're focusing on that right from the get-go. And it gives a newbie a great place to start, and it gives a 50-year-old sales pro a place to start. It's easy, and easy is becoming more and more important in the world that we live in, for the consumer and for the sales pros that work the floor. Sometimes, Steve, over the years, I felt like we've shot ourselves in the foot as an industry. We talk about this thing and that thing and the other shiny object. We're talking about selling systems here. We're talking about helping the customer find the perfect firmness for them and making it simple and easy without talking about stuff that confuses them. I go back in our old Serta days when Jeff Allen made the presentation on comfort selling. This is comfort selling on steroids. It's better. It's better. It's more efficient, and it takes up less room on the floor. It's perfect. So since Andy brought us back to Your Comfort, I just want to finish this piece of it. There's a super important piece of it that involves all the other beds on the floor. Steve, that you shared with me that some of your best retailers do. Can you share that with us?
Well, and I'm not sure exactly, it was sort of a little open on the question, so I'm not exactly where you're shooting at me at, but I will tell you that, one of the things that I've been talking a lot when I'm out in the field to retailers is you need to set the environment in the store. You need to do that in a way that separates you from your competition. And you also want to demonstrate clearly to your customers coming in that you're at the very edge of the industry. And I'm just throw this out there. I would take a king size split head king bed, latex and brace, and I'd put it at the very front of either the department or the store by the front door, and have that on display. Because Pete, again, slow years, election years, whatever you want to call it, you have to optimize every single customer that's coming through the store. So if the conversation starts with, what's this? Well, that's a king size. Oh, king size. Well, why is one side up, one side's down? Well, now you can have it adjustable. All right. Well, you just increased the ticket of the sale by at least 30% going up to a king size. And then you added $1,000 some for adjustability to the sale. Now you want to offset less door swings. This is how you do it. All right. And setting that environment is so, so important, especially this year. Now, I just recently attended a seminar, actually a conference in Phoenix, Arizona. And one of the retailers gave a speech on the closing day. And I'm going to give his name was Abel. And he said something that I will probably use 1,000 times at market. And his statement was this: I don't expect 2024 to be much different than 2023. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp down and become operationally more efficient. However, that being said, the thing that I'm going to really concentrate on is expanding and growing my vision of what I want my business to be, because everything I do in 2024 is going to pay dividends in 2025. And I absolutely love that statement. I thought it was probably one of the more brilliant things that I've heard in the last few years, because while he was talking about clamping down and becoming more efficient and becoming more profitable about what he was doing, he was also talking about, I got to get a bigger vision. I got to grow my thinking so that when this does come back around, that I'm going to be poised to win in a way that's going to just put him over the top. And I just thought that was, like I said, one of the more powerful things that I've heard in a long, long time. Love that closing statement.
I love that. I want to get into split heads because you just touched on it, and it's a game changer, and it's huge. And it's a game changer.
Split head guy.
For a lot of, hello everyone. Anthony, how can this lineup help a small retailer with only 22 to 25 spots on the floor? It'll help you increase your average unit selling price. It'll help you close more sales.
Deals.
Yeah. So,
and by the way, you don't have to bring up price until the end, which is really important. You will satisfy the customer's comfort level at a level that is unattainable any place else. And and by the way, and even in a smaller retailer, usually it's just the owner up there, and they usually are pros, right? This will become a crux. And you will use it over and over and over. And it's so easy. But the other thing that happens when you're a small retailer, a lot of times it's you on the floor. And all of a sudden you got 3 groups of customers that come in, and you got to juggle customers. Wow. Think about this, Pete. listen, I'm working with this customer over here. Well, this is what I want you to do. I want you to come over. Here's 5 beds. I want you to start in the center. And then I want you to roll left or right and find the most perfect bed for you. And I'll be back in 5 minutes. And they roll around on the beds. They say, oh, I like number 3. And if you're a good retailer, you use that coding system and you code everything else in the store. Now you don't have to show 15 beds. You just say, go look for a 3. And man, it's just so powerful. So very, very powerful. And we didn't even talk about price. All we're talking about is comfort.
Yeah, I mean, I also think it's like kind of a marketing story too, right? I mean, there's all these very expensive bed match programs that are out there, like that very large dealers use. Well, this gives the opportunity for a smaller dealer not to spend, $50,000 to $60,000 on a bed match program, but you can still tell people, we're going to guarantee that you're going to find a comfort that you like. We have a new lineup in our store that is diagnostic and will find the perfect bed for your body. So that was one of the big goals of the system. I mean, we really think about it as, our job as a manufacturer is to get more people in the door, then to get them converted, and then to get them to, the best end sleep system that they can get for dealers. So I kind of think, between Fab 5 or Your Comfort, as we call it, it gets more people in the door, it increases conversion. And then as it does that, we can introduce them to beds that are going to be even higher end. So like split heads and things like that. So the goal is for us to be a one-stop shop for dealers to be able to really increase margin, which is going into a time with low door swings and low traffic. You have to have those kind of margin killers on the floor. You want to keep the same dollars that you're used to. So,
yeah, by the way, the Eclipse Glacier program, the LN, which is latex and nanocoils on a hybrid model. We have the CN, which is copper infused memory foam with nanocoils and a hybrid mattress, all of them available split head. This was Phil's baby. They all have PCM, cold to the touch covers. I mean, these beds are spectacular. We show them in split head capability, but they're spectacular mattresses just sold in twin size, full size, standard queen, standard king, and they are values. I mean, spectacular values. And they have the look that is absolutely just dynamite. We will have the new LN model at market. I'm getting ready to put a new bedroom in at my house, and I'm telling you, the LN, I'm all about it. It is that good,
Hey, by the way, I just want to jump in on the responses to the last question. One thing to keep in mind, we all know that online mattress sales is not going away. So you got to ask yourself, why did that customer walk into the store? Why haven't they already purchased online? This is the big differentiator that the brick and mortar retail dealers have. Their customer came in because they want to feel the mattress and they want to make sure that the comfort is right for them. So this selling system is all designed around exploiting that advantage. It's very important to exploit for a retail dealer.
Huge point, Jared.
Yeah.
Huge
Great
point.
Thanks, Jared, for bringing that home.
Yeah,
because that is a huge concern for everybody. So split heads, Steve.
Yep.
Great way to differentiate your floor. Great way to increase your attachment rate on sleep essentials, sheets, protectors, pillows, everything. If they're changing from a regular queen to a split head queen, they need all of those essentials. Same thing with the king. If they go to the split head king, they need sheets, they need protectors. And so you automatically get an adjustable bed sale, you automatically get a protector sale, you automatically get a sheet sale. And you need those when the door's not swinging more than ever. and all the benefits that you get from an adjustable bed. Every customer can benefit from an adjustable bed, and increase in that attachment rate. One of the things that we see, Steve, throughout the country is those customers who are more successful at attaching adjustable beds to their sales and protectors and sheets, they're winning. They're not losing. They're not suffering because of the door swings. They're just simply selling better goods, and they're selling more of them. But
Hey,
I've
Pete.
done all the talking, and there's a question in there somewhere, Steve.
Well, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If you were a store owner and you could make a sale and never even know that you made that sale, would that be something you'd be interested in? So if somebody went online and bought a mattress that was delivered into your backyard, okay, you didn't even know they went online and bought in your backyard, but you got paid revenue off of that sale, would that be something you'd be interested in?
Yes, I would be very interested in putting Harvest on my floor.
A matter of fact, I'm probably just a little biased here, just a wee bit, but I tell retailers all the time, this is a no-brainer. You need to do this. Number one, and I always start this way, the products are great. I mean, again, organic, gold certified latex, organic cotton covers. They are Gold Guard Green certified by Underwriters Laboratory, no VOC off gassing. We're talking about absolutely sensational products that we have a revenue share program with. So you actually become an owner of your geographical area around the store, and it's a revenue share program. It's a no way that you can lose type of program. And the beds are spectacular to boot. I talked about Harvest Green mattresses that just about every stop that I make. The only time that I don't talk about it is when we already have a dealer in that geographic location that I can't, because you lock out. This is an exclusive marketing arrangement. And I'm telling you, if you're in the bedding business, you need to come look at Gold Guard Green certified Harvest Green products. You will not be disappointed. By the way, I was talking to a customer about putting Harvest Green in, and I called James Short in Chicago, and I said, James, this guy, he's not moving. And he goes, well, we just delivered a mattress into the same town his store's located in. And I called up the dealer and I said, hey, I just want to let you know you missed a check. Time to sign up. So, and it's in its infancy. We're growing it by leaps and bounds. This is the time. This is the market to come into and get signed up if you haven't signed up yet.
And the other piece of Harvest is this. The demand for organic components is higher now than it's ever been. Something happened a few years ago, and a lot of people don't like talking about it, but COVID made everybody focus on health, focus on wellness, and the interest in organic and natural has increased dramatically. And if you own a mattress store and you are not addressing this market, you might very well be making a mistake. And to Steve's point, how would you like to have a product that you don't even make the sale? The sale's made online. The customer prefer to make it online. If it's within your geography, those zip codes that you own, that you represent, this is a mattress line that's actually owned by the retailers because you participate fully in the profits. It's unbelievable, and it addresses real concerns that customers have now more than ever. We care more about our health than ever before. We leapfrogged a good 10 to 20 years in our concern about our well-being because of COVID. Sorry.
So we have just a few more minutes left, Pete.
I know.
And we were
What do you want
saving
to
the
cover,
best for
buddy?
last. Huh?
What do you want to cover?
Oh, a curve.
Curve.
I mean, curve is where it's at. Yeah. Again, it's this is
Chris, go ahead and pull.
and by the way, it was
chat
the
up.
three of us that came up with the idea of curve about 18 months ago in Phoenix, Arizona, standing on a conventions floor. And I don't remember. I think it was Jared that came to me and he asked a general question like, who sells foam bedding? Do you guys sell foam? And I'm like, I don't sell that much foam. And Phil said, we don't sell that much foam. And I said, well, that's because there's only one company that sells foam in the United States, and it starts with a T or something like that. And so we were standing there and we looked across the aisle and there was one of those segmented adjustable bases. And I said, that's what the problem is. There's not good enough technology in a foam mattress to get it to flex properly on an adjustable bed, because what most manufacturers did is they lowered the ILD so that the bed was Gumby to mold. And then if you were a stomach sleeper or anything else, you hammocked in the bed and it was no good. So we went back to the factory and we worked diligently, and we measured 1 million adjustable bed manufacturers. And we came up with this segmented core, which we call the curve core. And it has a 2-inch gap, about 18 inches down from the shoulders and up from the foot, so that when you raise the foot, the bottom of the mattress stays flat onto the adjustable bed. And then it's sliced 12-inch offset both sides of the center of the bed. So when you elevate it, again, it elevates up. The other thing that we did on this line is we actually quilt the bottom with a stretch knit. And the reason we do that is so that it makes it more flexible. I laughed, the very first customer that got one with that quilted bottom, he's like looking at it and saying, why did you do that? And I said, I know, because it makes it better. This is unbelievable, the quality in this. And then, we put our E-Cool gel system in there, which again is the medical grade gel that's overloaded with PCM. It's perforated, heavy gel infused memory foam. We have 5-pound memory foam in here. We use copper infused to make it antibacterial. I mean, these beds are some of the best technology beds that are out there. And then I got crazy and I said, we need hybrids. And so, but we didn't want to lose the story of the curve. So again, we went back to the drawing board. We're going to have a few of these at Vegas to show. To me, we knocked it out of the ballpark. We kept the curve core. We put a 4-inch foam encased pocketed spring system in. We put the 5-pound in. We put the medical grade gel in. We overloaded the cover with PCM. This is probably one of the highest tech, most true to the word hybrid that you will ever see. And if there was nothing else that you wanted to come to BIA showroom to look at, this is what you need to come look at. It is a alternative out there that, if you're at your wit's end, if the suppliers that you're dealing with are getting arrogant and demanding certain slot percentages or whatever, you need to come look at this, because this is a solution that's going to allow you to make more money, generate more sales, elevate average unit selling prices. Oh, by the way, Pete, did I mention that this is a Your Comfort event? This comes in 5 different firmnesses. And by the way, I think I snuck that in on Phil and Jared, but it was the right thing to do at the right time.
Guys, this went way too fast. Jared, I'm going to start with you. what would you like to say to our dealers who are considering coming into BIA before we say goodbye?
I think, the one thing, like I mentioned before, that we like to do is we like to listen to our dealers. Innovation is in our DNA as a company. We are always looking at the trends and trying to stay one step ahead. So you'll always see, if you want to see a sampling of what the latest technology is and what's coming around the bend, come to B1118. We put a lot of effort into making sure that we always have new introductions that are right there on the cutting edge.
Phil?
I think the first thing I'll say is thank you. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for being a customer if you are one. I think one of the differences between us and many others is just, being family run. Jared and I, in case you couldn't tell, we have the same last name. Being brothers and looking pretty much alike. So, but we really appreciate, even from the smallest accounts, even to the largest, doing business with us. It's really important to us, and we value that relationship. I would echo everything Jared said. We're all about innovating. We're all about being that one-stop shop. We're hoping you can do everything that you need to in your store with our products, and we've seen many dealers do it and do it really successfully. So that's who we are in a nutshell.
Awesome. Steve, you get the last word, surprisingly.
Pete, we missed so much.
I know, we did. We
didn't touch Hemingway, which we have the artisan collections there, which are
Hemingway
over the top, great two-sided beds. We have the lifetime beds, which can come roll packed, believe it or not. Oh, did I mention roll pack? Oh yeah, we got a whole little rack full of roll pack beds that are of the latest technology. How about coil on coil roll pack technology in a bed? How about Polar Touch covers with nano coils in a roll pack bed? How about Susan Coleman Foundation pink mattresses for breast cancer? There's just so much more to what we can do, and it's solutions. It's all about finding solutions for our retailers. It's really what our jobs are. I can't tell you. I think I said it's creating the right opportunities and allowing our dealers to make money while they're doing it. It's vision. We want to expand the vision next year in 2024, so that when we hit 2025, this is going to be a freight train, and it's going to be moving 100 mile an hour. And you want to get on the train now.
Get on the train now. And I'm going to add one thing that everybody missed. And it's just because there's too much for everyone to remember. And that is, if you have a private label that you want the best, we're the best at private label. And it's one of the best kept secrets in the industry. We are the absolute best. And why? Going back to what Jared and Phil and Steve have all said, we listen to you. We're flexible, we're adaptable, and those are things that you're going to need in 2024 to be successful. So, gentlemen, thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you guys in Vegas, and thank you for taking the time out of an already too busy schedule to be with us today. Sell a million. See you guys in Vegas.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Take care.